Greetings everybody, welcome to my review of Sonic the Hedgehog issue 236. And before I begin, I would like to point out that at this point, we have seen the end of the Knothole Freedom Fighters. And I know what you're thinking, they've broken up before, but they've always gone back together. Oh yeah, that's true. I mean, they have disbanded before, and it's due to outside circumstances. Like, for example, King Max, like back in the comics Dork Age, pretty much disbanded the Freedom Fighters and forced Sonic and company to go to school. Yeah. But, of course, in the end, they would always get back together, and, well, I don't know if they're going to get back together exactly the same way again, because, as of this issue, let's recount where certain members are. First, Sally, Robot. Antoine, Coma. Bunny, AWOL. And Nicole, a prisoner in Freedom HQ for the most part. So, yeah. And, of course, they're going to have... And, of course, all we have left are Sonic, Tails, Amy, and a newly, back in service Rotor. So, how are they going to solve this dilemma? Well, the answer is explained in this issue. So, let's get started. I'm going to do this review a bit differently from my past reviews. The reason is, in the main story, it cuts between a place Eggman is attacking now, according to the captions, and Sonic and company's predicament in the then category. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and cover Sonic's portion of the story of the then, and then cut to Eggman's attack on a town in the now, because let's just say that the two stories in some form or another will link up. And yeah, so let's start with Sonic's then. Sonic is moping about in Freedom HQ, pretty much based on the recent events that's happened in the past few issues. And there's this nice little flashback of him, of Scourge, saying, "All it takes is just one bad day for you to become just like me." Nice callback. And then Amy and Tails rush in, saying that Bunny is gone, and Sonic already knows. And Sonic is starting to get to an even more depressed state, saying that the Freedom Fighters are done for. It's over, man. Eggman's won. And then it takes Amy to pretty much snap Sonic out of his funk. I mean, look at her face right there. She's like, ugh. She's like, things have been bad before and you never quit. And then it pretty much took that and to snap Sonic back to his good old carefree, oh, alright man, let's get to work. Yeah! And then, of course, Rotor comes in to the conversation and pretty much states that he's here to tell everybody that Nicole has been pretty much been banished to Freedom HQ. She's no longer welcome in the city. And of course, this baffles Tails, because why would his mom approve of this? And Rotor's been setting up the servers in Freedom HQ to make Nicole a bit more comfy. And well, of course, with the four of them back in business, they need to figure out something. They need a new plan. I mean, they want to take on Eggman to, well, in the hopes of trying to get Sally back. But at the same time, they cannot leave New Mobotropolis at King, you-know-what's ugly face's mercy, or any other threats that may come along. So they need to devise a plan. And the said plan is, as they explained to the council, is the formation of two brand new teams. Yeah. One of these teams will go after the Death Egg and Eggman and confront him head on. And the second team will stay here in New Mobotropolis to help defend the city. Now, of course, these new teams, well, King Old Ugly Trolley Face pretty much says, I don't need a team protecting the city. I can protect the city. And then, of course, however, the council feels differently, that it wouldn't hurt to have some backup. And then, of course, Rotor will be leading the team that will stay at home. And when the council asks, don't you have a back injury to deal with? Rotor reveals through his gloves and boots that he's wearing in addition that they instantly transform into his Iron Rotor battlesuit. So it says that this battlesuit will pretty much provide additional protection for his back. And then that for Rotor's team, he has managed to get two former Chaotix members out of retirement, and he will hold open auditions for in the city to pretty much provide like if you want to help defend the city, come sign up, come join me, that sort of thing. And then the council pretty much unanimously votes for these two new teams, and of course this does not make good old ugly trolley man happy, because well, it's pretty much a thorn to whatever he has in mind. And I like this. I like it. I like him that it makes him all mad and ticked off. And I also like to note that Hamlin, the pig, is in favor of this idea too. I mean, he loves it because, of course, it's going through the proper channels. So, what are these two new teams? Who are these two new teams? What are their names? It will be revealed in the Eggman's portion of the story. Okay, let's go to the now portion of the comic story. Well, pretty much, Eggman and the Death Egg have shown up in a town called Furville, and we have actually seen Furville before in a previous issue way back when, and it was pretty much destroyed, well, semi-destroyed when Eggman sent a massive caterpillar through the city. But Sonic was sent ahead to evacuate the populace and whatnot. And pretty much this ticked Eggman off. It pissed him off because, well, despite him winning the war, I mean, pretty much crippling the Freedom Fighters and whatnot, he's still not getting his name out. He still wants to incite terror and fear throughout the populace. And what better way is to strike at a he pretty much wants to strike at a defenseless town. And Furville is like pretty much one of the other big towns around besides New Mobotropolis. And what he does is he announces to the citizens of Furville that he will pretty much capture them all, and they will all be subject to robotization. And for those who are immune to robotization, they will be legionized. So, and when Orbot and Cubot, yep, they're still around. I love them. I love these guys. And pretty much Orbot's holding a boom mic while Eggman speaks, and Cubot's pretty much serving as Eggman's table for his drinks. Yeah, Orbot asks, why are you announcing it like this? And Eggman reveals that even though Clean Sweep, according to what he thinks Clean Sweep did was erase all the, like, only half the population's immune to the robotization, but the aliens from who knows back when, man, the comic's been on for a long time. The early 100s of the comic series, they pretty much made half the population immune to robotization. So now Eggman's finally figured out that he's going to roboticize anyone he can get his hands on, and for those who cannot be turned into fully robotic automatons, he'll just legionize them. So either way, he'll have more robotic or cybernetic servants to grow to his army. So yeah, egg swats are pretty much sent throughout the streets to capture citizens, put them in prisons just like the games actually, those little prison capsules. Some citizens try to flee for their lives and escape, but of course, Mecha Sally is also there trying to round up the citizens, and, well, basically there is no hope at this point. And then, of course, in comes the debut of Team Fighters. Team Fighters consisting of Sonic, Tails, Amy, and T-Pup. Yeah, Tails, robotic fox dog thingy that appeared in the Sonic, the Tails Adventure adaptation back in Sonic Universe. So, yeah, I'm surprised that he was brought along. So, yeah, anyway, they show up and start smashing egg squads left and right. And then Sonic sees Mega Sally again. But however, this time Sonic's like, okay, sorry Sal, but I'm going to have to beat the crap out of you. And he pretty much starts beating the crap out of her. And of course, this ruined Eggman's day. I mean, he thought he had it made, but Sonic showing up, kicking robot butt again, pretty much sours Eggman and makes him so furious. And then Orbot reminds him that the Death Egg is still dangerously low on power and supplies, given the recent events of Eggman's outings. And they need to make it to their base in the Shazamazon? Pretty much the Mobius equivalent of the Amazon rainforest, which is in South America, which is where currently the Dark Egg Legion chapter featuring Draco and Razorclaw reside. So, of course, Eggman pretty much said, fine, let's get going. And then he decides to leave some egg swats behind to cover their escape. And Mega Sally has also been recalled, hearing the pretty much stating the Death Egg's destination. And of course, it just so happens that Sonic overheard said destination, and yeah, they're gonna go follow them. But at the same time, though, the citizens of Furville, inspired by how 3 individuals are standing up against Eggman, decided to join in on the fun and take action themselves. They too start beating up on the egg swats, and yeah. So yeah, folks, the chase is on. Eggman is heading for his base in the mysterious cat country, and the trio and T-Pup will follow them. And that's pretty much setting up the plot for Sonic, the comic issue number 237. So yeah. Oh, and beforehand, I like that little segment when Eggman's all angry that he has to retreat. That Cubot's like Eggman smashes his tray that was over Cubot's head, and Cubot's like, "I'm free!" I like that. So yeah, that's the main story in a nutshell. And then there's a backup story. Yeah, the backup story is pretty much an introduction to Team Freedom, the second team that was proposed and approved by the council. And what Rotor said he would do is he would audition for members, and the only ones who actually showed up for the audition automatically became members, and they are Big the Cat and Cream the Rabbit. And Rotor said that he would also revive 2 former Chaotix members, and they would join Team Freedom. And these 2 members are Heavy and Bomb. What? For those of you who do not know, do not remember, or pretty much do not want to remember, Heavy and Bomb appeared way back when in the comic adaptation of Knuckles Chaotix, which is the adaptation of the video game of the same name. Now Heavy and Bomb did appear in that video game, but they look drastically different from their appearance in Knuckles Chaotix, the comic book, and in the comic series. And apparently after the Knuckles Chaotix comic special, they appear to drop off the face of Mobius until Jeffrey St. Jerk pretty much recruited them for his secret service. And at some point, they get captured on mission, reprogrammed by Eggman, and they had to be taken out by Sonic and company because they were dangerous. Sometime around 150, 154, I believe, ish, the Eggman rebuilt Heavy and Bomb, now looking more like their Sega Sonic design, to assassinate Mina Mongoose because Eggman hates her singing. Yeah, but Sonic and company had to stop him again, and yeah. And the reason they're brought back now is that Tails and Rotor managed to salvage their primary memory cores, their personality cores, pretty much what they had that made them good. And they salvaged the bodies, their Sega Sonic bodies from that Mina attack. So yeah, Heavy and Bomb are back using with their good personalities and Sega Sonic bodies. So that's the brief catch-up. Alright, back to the issue here. Of course, King Ugly Troll pretty much hates the idea because he says he can protect the city from threats and whatnot. And of course, Rotor brings up the fact that he cannot save them against the Battlebird Armada invasion. Ah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, the same invasion that pretty much had the Grand Cuckoo, the 15th sucker punch Naugus in the gut, and then Naugus had to flee in the shadows as New Robotropolis pretty much got destroyed. So yeah, sorry, Rotor has a point. And of course, Vanilla, like Rosie and Vanilla are talking about how Vanilla is letting Cream join this team, and Vanilla's like Cream wants to help people, and she wouldn't mind joining this team because at least it's in a place of safety, quote unquote. And it just so happens that at this point, Vanilla is holding the Tails doll, and well, the Tails doll starts to blink and flash, and yeah, we now see Deadly Cuddles in action. Pretty much its purpose is to destroy the inorganic material like buildings made of nanites. And of course, this prompts danger, and of course, Rotor orders Team Freedom into action right away. Now, of course, Naugus wants to get in on the action, but he is stopped by his 3 counterparts arguing with him inside his head. And then, of course, Team Freedom demonstrates their ability to work together and solve problems, and because of that, they get praise from the public for saving everybody, like, yay, Team Freedom, woohoo! And then, of course, Ugly Troll is not happy that he missed an opportunity to redeem himself in front of the people. And, well, of course, what the Kingy Wart Ugly Face is trying to imply here is that Nicole did it. This is all Nicole's fault. And of course, Rotor's like, no, Nicole's not here anymore. She's in Freedom HQ. How could she do that? And besides, if Nicole was here, she would have prevented this sort of thing from happening. And then, of course, people still praising the Team Freedom for their heroic actions, while King Troll Wart Ugly Trolley Face leaves and say, I will investigate this further, and I gotta enact my plans or something like that from the shadows. And of course, that's when the issue ends. And so, yeah. So what do I think of this issue? It's alright. I mean, it's pretty much a setup issue, a way to establish the new status quo for the time being, to pretty much define the purposes of these 2 new teams, and pretty much start the upward climb from the spiral of these past several issues. Now, I've recently listened to the interview Sega Bits did, or Sega Bytes, or whatever they're called, their interview with Ian Flynn, the audio interview, and he said that 235 would be the lowest point. And yeah, I can begin to see the upward climb from there. Now, the council may be made up of a bunch of idiots, except for Uncle Chuck, but they're the only thing keeping King Troll Ugly Man at bay. They're pretty much holding a leash on him. And as we can see here, he is beginning to resent that, and he is planning on getting rid of those annoying saps once and for all so he can attain true power and pretty much make everybody miserable. And yeah, and something tells me that the secret Freedom Fighters will come into play soon. Of course, it said in the caption of when Nagas was leaving that issue 41 will happen, feature Nagas' plan, and that's also the debut of the secret Freedom Fighters. So, yeah. And of course, I like that Orbot and Cubot are still sticking around. Now, that kind of, in a way, that kind of ruins like some of the mystery between what will happen at the end of the Scrambled arc in Sonic Universe, because, well, as you see here, Eggman's back with his Death Egg. He's still the guy in charge, and again, Orbot and Cubot are with him, and Mecha Sally's still with him. So, I mean, obviously Snively's not with him, so something had to happen between him and Snively, and thankfully they don't reveal what happened. So, yeah. The pencils were done by Tracy Yardley again. Now, while I like Tracy and all, I like how he's been making all the characters more Sega Sonic-like and all that ever since he debuted way back in issue 160. I want to make a little quick comment about his drawing, especially of Eggman. Now, like in his past drawings of Eggman, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I mean, pretty much in tone with the Sega Sonic characters. But here, he said he redesigned his Eggman to look kind of more like the Eggman of Sonic Unleashed and stuff because of the collars. And I don't like it personally because, well, it makes, like this drawing right here, it makes it look like Eggman has like this big old double chin here, and it looks weird to me. And, well, it looks weird. And it's also because I've gotten accustomed to the other ways people have been drawing Eggman, like Ben Bates or Jamal Peppers. And yeah, so I mean, Tracy's not bad at all, but maybe he could tweak his Eggman slightly. I mean, especially in the chin area. So yeah. So overall, I will give this issue a 7.5. I mean, stuff happened. I mean, it established the two new teams. Again, it established the new status quo, but it felt like something was missing. I don't know what, but something. So yeah, let's just hope these next few issues will kick off how Team Fighters will pretty much encounter Eggman and that whole thing as they travel to the mysterious cat country. And, well, yeah. So that's Sonic 236. And thank you for listening to my review. And I'll see you next time. Or talk to you next time.